So maybe some of you have seen The Last Jedi. It's been sold out in my town for like a week, but I finally got to see it. So if you haven't seen it, spoilers, don't watch this video. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. You have been warned. So I want to kind of start with the fact that they said that the trilogies kind of mirror each other. And they really did in this. And you can really see it from Benicio del Toro's character to the fact that Luke kisses Leia in the second movie of the original trilogy, and he also kisses her in this one. That was like a second level mix up right there. Like, I was expecting Kylo and Rey to kiss, and that would be like a thing, but that opens up another can of worms. Because there's a lot of theories out there that think that Kylo Ren and Rey come from the same parents. Even though in this one it was confirmed via Kylo Ren that her parents were nothing. But I don't think he really knows. I think he's just kind of trying to get her to join him. And that's why she kind of made it up. Or he made it up. But the fact that that didn't happen. Like, it's supposed to mirror. And Luke and Leia kiss again. It's not like a kiss. He kisses her on the forehead. But at the same time, like it's what happens. It mirrors the original trilogy. So that's really cool. And then you have, Benicio del Toro's character, who seems like he's a friend to the Resistance. And then at the end, you find out that he betrayed him, the same way that Billy D. Williams did in the original trilogy. So it was, I thought that was a really, really kind of cool thing. One thing that I didn't like, I'll admit, I laughed at it. Sorry, I did. At the start of the film with Poe, he kind of made like a prank call to the ship and talked to this guy. He was really like the villain there was really hyped up as like, he almost seemed like Hitler. Like, he was standing on a stage and they had a flag behind him, and it was really intense, like they really played this guy out to be really badass. And then he kind of gets like a mama joke. Like, really? That just seemed out of place. I did not like that. Like, I admit I laughed. It was kind of funny, but at the same time, it was like, that doesn't really fit in this universe. So I didn't really care for it that much. And there was a little bit of that throughout the movie. There were some parts where Mark Hamill's character, Luke Skywalker, the man, of course, he has some humor. This is one joke that I really liked, is when Rey hands him the lightsaber. Like, we've all been waiting 2 years to see what he does after that, and all he does is he just throws it over his back. I thought that was genius. That was pretty good. And it made sense, and that's why I like the way that joke worked, like, you're like, that's hilarious that he did that, and now you're like, why did he do it? And then he goes on to explain it. It's not just like a lot of little animal characters, that just kind of showed up for comic relief, like the, what are they called? Like, I don't know what the name of the little penguin dudes. I've heard it a billion times at this point. Feels like they were just made to be like merchandise to sell to children or whatever, but either way. One thing that I do appreciate about that is that they left the humor to those guys so that it wouldn't ruin the humor in the serious characters. So that was a positive to me. Now, a lot of people are hating on the Finn and Rose storyline, which I think they kind of like could have left out, maybe filled it with something differently. Like, I see why they did it, because like at the end they all just ended up escaping the ship on like these pods, and if they wouldn't have even went to that mission to begin with, they wouldn't have needed to do that. But it did open up an interesting storyline though about the investors in the dark side's weapons. So that might be something they're kind of hoping to use down the road, releasing little creatures, and also the kids with the Force abilities, like you see at the end of the movie. The kid who goes to sweep, he doesn't grab the broom. He grabs it with the Force. So, kind of gives you some hope there. And that scene wouldn't have made sense unless they traveled there. So, as that whole thing just didn't really make sense to me. Felt like a waste of time. I do think that nothing in Star Wars is unintentional. They did have reason for it. I think one of like the biggest questions that we have, and I think every Star Wars fans have right now, is what the fuck is Snoke? Like, where did he come from? Like, why is he so powerful? And he's apparently the last Sith. So you have the last Jedi and the last Sith. And Kylo Ren kills him pretty effortlessly. And we know that Kylo Ren's a little bit kind of meh, sitting on the fence kind of deal. Snoke must have known that Kylo Ren was going to do what he did. I'm wondering if Snoke was kind of like projecting himself there. Like, that wasn't actually Snoke. The same way that Luke Skywalker did at the end of the film, where he kind of projected himself onto the battlefield and projected himself to Kylo. Used all his energy, killed himself. Oh, spoiler. Guess what I said at the start of the video, but yeah. It's really hard to say who Snoke is at this point in time. We don't really have a whole lot of information about him. One thing that is interesting about Snoke, though, is he does have a ring that has some metal on it that can only be found beneath the tomb of Darth Vader on the planet Mustafar. So either he went there, he took that, and he made a ring out of it, or he was on that planet before Darth Vader was there years and years and years ago. So that's kind of like the timeline point with Snoke. Like, where did he come from? Some people think he's Darth Sidious reborn. I don't really think that's the case. I think that he kind of was around beforehand. I think it's more probable that maybe he's Darth Plagueis, who was Darth Sidious's master. And, like, Plagueis was pretty renowned for being sneaky and avoiding a lot of shit. And he taught Sidious to do the same, and Sidious apparently killed him. But did he actually kill him? Like, it's really hard to say. Maybe he's just been hiding this whole time until Sidious was destroyed, and then came back to find someone weaker in Kylo Ren to kind of use as a pawn until now. There's just so many theories out there right now. It's I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint, but I think the big thing right now that everyone's excited for Episode 9 is who is Snoke. And if they go by the theory that it mirrors each other, Snoke's got to be a father to somebody, right? Who it is, I don't know. Maybe Snoke is a reincarnation of Han Solo. But that's hard to say because Han Solo was alive at the same time that Snoke was alive, but Snoke was also a hologram and appeared a lot younger in the first one and was never actual physical person when Han Solo was around. And now in the second one, after Han Solo died, he is a physical person, so that's a theory. I don't really know, but I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Let me know your theories, guys. I hope you enjoyed that movie. And yeah, let's talk about it.